Right, so let's see what is happening with Aries. Okay, so Aries, there's obviously some kind of ending that you're dealing with. You may have had a bit of change within your relationship, or something has possibly come to an end. I feel like there are perhaps secrets that are around you right now, or maybe you feel like you're dealing with a few secrets, or there's something that's hidden that hasn't come forward for you. Okay, so I call on my spirit guides and spirit team to please bring in some readings for Aries. You may be dealing with a lot of emotions at the moment, or feel like you're needing to use your instincts. There's definitely some kind of having to use your gut instinct to guide you through a certain situation. A situation that's either ending or a situation that's possibly transforming. So let's get into what has happened in the recent past for Aries. So let's just try and understand what's happening in the situation. So you're trying to stand quite firm in the situation. You may have been working more on your finances, or trying to work on your finances. It's either that, or you were perhaps dealing with a earth sign. This is someone who's obviously quite kind and compassionate, or this is you working with someone. Oh, okay, so that's obviously a message somehow for someone. Sorry, so let's carry on. So you're perhaps dealing with something that's a lot more kind and compassionate. Maybe perhaps you've been waiting for something to move forward. You wanted something that's a lot more solid and loving, basically. But I'm going to clarify what's actually happened there. So let's clarify, please, what is actually happening in the past situation for Aries. What is this King of Keys, please, Spirit? I feel like you're trying to stand quite tall, and also trying to, oh my gosh. Do you feel like your world's turning upside down by any means? Because your cards are literally just flipping all over the place. I see that someone's quite defensive at the moment, and you're also trying to manifest something. It's almost like something in your world feels like it's turning on its head. It's turning upside down. It's either that, or you feel like you have to defend yourself or defend your viewpoint. Something that once perhaps made you happy is not making you so happy anymore. So what's actually happening here? What's this King of Keys about? Okay, so you're trying to find the strength to get through, and again, it's this willow tree. It's trying to be strong in a situation that's perhaps not made you quite happy. Let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, we've got the Moon card again. So there's definitely some kind of secret, something that hasn't come to the surface. Okay. Something that, as I said, it might have been something that seemed quite solid, something that seemed very loving, compassionate. Maybe perhaps you were dealing with someone who seemed quite loving and compassionate. But it seems like something has come to an end, or you now feel like you've been perhaps left out in a cold by a situation that was perhaps something that seemed to be quite positive. You may have thought that this was perhaps a long-term situation, or maybe you thought that this was quite solid and it turned on its head, and now you feel like that there's some kind of secrets or something's been kept aside. You're trying to gather the courage perhaps to work with this or to deal with this, but you definitely feel like something has come to an end, and feeling like someone's walked out on you. So let's see what's currently happening. What's currently happening for Aries? Yeah, you're definitely trying to, you're wanting a new beginning, but you're trying to work your way through possibly your intuition. You're trying to find someone to perhaps guide you. Spirit is saying, don't worry, you are on track, okay? You are on track to getting what it is that you're wanting, okay? There may have been some kind of karma or karmic situation that you had to deal with, and I'm hoping that that is over. Yes, here we go. You're dealing with someone who is perhaps very egotistical. This is someone who can only see themselves in a situation. They're not really, I mean, there's three people in this picture, and yet in this mirror, this person, I mean, you can see this person's emphasized. So the emphasis is all on one person in a love situation. And the other people's feelings or what the other people want is not even in the picture, okay? And that's perhaps why you're feeling quite left out in the cold, because this person was perhaps just quite egotistical. This person perhaps kept secrets away from you. You weren't really too sure what was happening all the time. And Spirit is saying you're trying to use your intuition to work your way through this. Let's see, what is this Oracle of Delphi here for? What's this Oracle of Delphi here for? Yeah, the situation started to get bored. You weren't too sure if you wanted to take this person's offer, or this person perhaps didn't perhaps take the offer that you were handing to them. And it just caused you a lot of anxiety, a lot of nightmares. And this is all that it's bringing you at the moment. And that's perhaps why there's been an ending. But someone's still holding on to something, okay? There's a lot of fights, a lot of being defensive, a lot of possible being defensive, perhaps even being quite closed off, okay? So someone has not really opened to the offer that's coming in, okay? Because here's Spirit, again, it's, okay, so let's go back to this card. So here we have someone who is, look, this person's trying to bring the Delphi, perhaps the oracle. She is the oracle, and someone is trying to bring her some kind of news or some kind of wisdom, and she's kind of waiting for something to be brought in. And the way I see it is that it's the same thing here. This woman's looking away. Look at this picture. So this woman's looking away. She's turned her head to her subconscious. She's turned her head to the information that's been brought to her. This person is looking down. There's other options on the table, and this person's not looking at any options, okay? There's one that's coming out of the clouds. So it's coming out from Spirit, handing it to this person, but this person's looking away, okay? They're not interested in the offer. So I feel like this person's quite closed off, okay? So this could be you, this could be the person you're dealing with, and it's causing a lot of anxiety, a lot of conflict, because someone's quite determined to make this happen, but the other person's not interested at all because they're totally closed off. They might have closed off their heart chakras, and they're just not interested in love or just letting anyone in, okay? Let's see what this on track is all about here. Yeah, there's a lot of fights. Okay, so there are a lot of fights. You feel like you are on track to go where you're wanting to go, but these fights have caused perhaps again a breakup. These fights are nasty. They are someone who is not confident. This person's got no confidence. This person's quite got a very low self-esteem. And someone's exhausted. They're exhausted on trying. They're exhausted of dealing with the situation. I've got the Ace of Cups in reverse here. So the love is just run out of a situation completely, okay? What's perhaps, as I said, what was strong and seemed positive has now basically turned out to be not honest. Someone was keeping secrets. Someone was being deceptive. Someone was not being honest. And now someone just feels like they're completely stabbed in the back and they feel completely alone in the situation, okay? And Spirit is saying it's time for you to stand up for yourself. It's time for you to move away from this egotistical person, this person who clearly is not interested in anything else other than themselves. Yeah, this is Mr. Wishy-Washy. So someone was basically a player in the situation, okay? This is someone who perhaps is lazy. They don't want to work for their money. They expect handouts from other people. This person's not interested in actually doing the work. They're just sitting back and waiting for people to come and do the work for them, okay? So again, the offer that was on the table is just not there anymore, okay? Let's just see what is coming in the near future. What's coming in the near future for Aries? What's coming in the near future for Aries, please, Spirit? Okay, so you're still going to feel quite tender about this loss. Feel like you feel quite hurt. You're going to be dealing with a lot of the pain. But it was, as I said before, this was a karmic trench. Okay, so this was a karmic relationship is what I'm getting. And it was obviously there to teach you some kind of huge lesson. Okay, and with the Akashic field around you, Spirit is saying that all the information that is needed about why the situation happened or why you had to go through the situation, this karmic situation, was it's all around you, okay? I'm going to clarify. So let's clarify this karmic trench, okay? So let's try and see if we can try and figure out what's happening here. This situation is going to teach you how to balance or be more balanced in love, okay? So maybe perhaps you were in a relationship where you were always giving and this other person's just been taking, again, because they're a player. And this is what the karmic trench is teaching you. It's teaching you all about perhaps, you know, how to give, equal give and take. When someone's taking away from you, it's warning you about the red flags that are possibly coming in. So this is exactly what you're going to eventually see in the future, why the situation had to happen. I feel like you're going to get some kind of clarity. Clarity is about to come in, and it's going to help you figure out why the situation had to happen, why you had to go through this karmic situation. Because again, someone here was a trickster. Someone tricked you. Someone, I would say, tried to use black magic, but, you know, I don't really go down that road. But I really feel like someone here was a liar, okay? As I said before, someone was definitely lying. We've even got the Emperor in reverse. Now, the Emperor is your card, and so that is upright. The Emperor is, you know, a good standing leader, a man who takes control of his life. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a great, you know, leader for his land. When this is in reverse, this person's a narcissist, okay? This person is all about themselves, as the ego card is. This person is really and truly someone who likes to control people. They like to tell people what to do, where to go, and how to do it. They like to manipulate people emotionally, manipulate people in every which sense. And I think you're about to get some kind of communication coming in about what's really happened. And the lightning bolts will come in, okay? But it's definitely time for you to walk away from this situation. I'm going to end this off with some kind of some oracle cards for you. Look here, pay attention to the red flags. Yeah, the signs were cautioning you, Aries. They were letting you know that this person was controlling. They were letting you know that there was possibly kind of secrets. And the problem is when we're in relationships, when we really believe one thing, I mean, like I said, it starts off with something that's quite strong. It starts off as something that seems quite solid, like someone's was solid, they were loving, they were compassionate, they were caring. And it ended off with someone who was basically a player, played you, a karmic relationship that unfortunately came crashing down, or has, or at the moment feels like it's coming crashing down. And Spirit is saying that they've been trying to caution you all along. They've been sending you signs about this person. Unfortunately, you just weren't ready to hear it. And now, unfortunately, you're dealing with obviously the pain. But Spirit is saying rejection is God's protection. If you carried on the situation, there would have been a longer and a deeper karmic change. There may have even possibly been a past life karmic relationship that you had to go through in this relationship. Past life situation in this relationship. Maybe this is just a karmic payback, or in some kind of sense from a past life. But there's definitely lessons to be learned, okay? Spirit saying, just, still keep the faith when it comes to new love that's possibly coming in. But at the moment, you're licking your wounds, and you're still dealing a lot with this situation. There is possibly, okay, so this could either be someone, this could be a warning. If this is already done, and this is way back, for some of you, this person may be returning. Okay, there's some kind of reconciliation. And Spirit is saying, just pay attention to the red flags. For others of you, there may be someone else from your past that you may be wanting to reconcile with as well. So take whatever resonates. But that's what I have for you, Aries. Hope you enjoy the reading, and I'll chat to you soon.